What if I told you that trees talked? Peter Wolleben is an arborist who has studied trees and found that their lives are interconnected in kinship systems. Older mother trees will deprive their saplings of sun to help them not to grow too quickly. Trees near a sick tree will share resources to nourish the vulnerable among them. For those of us who received a high school level science education, we might have assumed that survival of the fittest was the order of the day for all of life. And Wolleben's work and book, The Hidden Life of Trees, challenges that paradigm. We might ask ourselves why trees are social. Why would they share food? Not only with their own species, but also with their competitors? Wolleben points out that the reasons are the same for human communities. There are advantages to working together. He says, a tree is not a forest. On its own, a tree cannot establish a consistent local climate. It is at the mercy of wind and weather. But together, many trees can create an ecosystem that moderates extremes of heat and cold, stores a great deal of water, and generates a great deal of humidity. And in this protected environment, trees can live to be very old. To get to this point, the community must remain intact, no matter what. In an ecosystem like this, if every tree were looking out only for itself, then quite a few of them would never reach old age. And those regular deaths would result in many large gaps in the tree canopy, which is the uppermost layer of branches and trees that create shade and provide a habitat for plants and animals. Those gaps in the tree canopy would make it easier for storms to get inside the forest and uproot more trees. The heat of summer would reach the forest floor and dry it out. In other words, every tree would suffer. Therefore, every tree is valuable to the community and is worth keeping around for as long as possible. Their well-being depends on their community, and when the supposedly feeble trees disappear, the others lose as well. This glimpse into the hidden life of trees is a mirror to humanity. Our well-being depends on our community. When the supposedly feeble among us disappear, we all lose. Our lives are interconnected. Melissa Flora Bixler says this is a good life. This is what a good life is. To look out for one another, to see the weakest and most vulnerable as necessary for the good life. It's a good life to forge ahead toward forgiveness in a world that demands revenge. It's a good life to let go of oppression and to refrain from dominating other people. It's a good life to seek reconciliation instead of persisting in our own rightness or looking for a window to exact retribution. This is the good life that we're being invited into. Let's pause here for a chat question. I'd like you to discuss the hidden life of trees, like what Wolleben is talking about. Does his work surprise you? Does it intrigue you? What questions do you have? Take a minute and talk about it.